Hi everyone, happy Sunday and happy end of our first week begins this tomorrow. I really want to thank everybody for such an engaged and productive day that we had yesterday. I thought we got a lot done and we actually got to know each other really well, which was nice. We welcomed in some new people and I'm always really amazed at the generosity of the IICTI community. I call it IICTI because it's too hard to say that long course name. But yeah, I think you'll really find if you're new to us that everybody's so generous with what they're learning, and it will be a very relevant course for you for what you're doing in your schools and your classrooms. So hopefully you enjoy it. So what I'm going to do every week is give you a quick update using some kind of tool. This time I'm using something called QuickTime for the Mac, and it has screen and audio recordings built right in, so you can make screencasts, and it'll be something that we're learning about in the course. So I'll use different things and they'll look a little different each week. So I told you I think I was a little rusty with D2L, Desire to Learn, which is Laurier's platform for their virtual learning environment. That's what it's called, another acronym there, and it's actually a learning management system, so sometimes referred to as an LMS. I don't always love them because they have a lot of back-end important, architecture, I guess, directories and things that are important if you're a very huge university, but not so important if you're building community and you want easy tools to use like some of the other things we have these days. But I'm going to persevere because one of my learning goals is to get better at this tool. So I'm going to be trying some things out. I'm not feeling super duper interactive about it right now, but we'll see what we can do as the course goes on. I figured out how to change up the bars so they look a little different, and also now I'm giving you a 3-panel look. So we have all the same widgets, that's what these things are called, but you have 3 panels. And I did that because I really want you to focus mostly on, at least at the beginning, focus on your update section because that's going to help you see what's read and unread and what you need to do, and you can link to some of the posts right there. These arrows indicate that things will collapse or expand, okay? Not all of them are set with that. I took the one off of news and the one off of content browser because I want those to be not able to expand, so you see everything for now until it gets too big to look at. Ignore picture library. This picture popped in here, I don't know how. I'm trying to put it in and having our other pictures from our course go in there, so I will get better at that and figure out a way for that to be our documentation board. Thanks to whoever's picture is on there. The news will be a widget where every week or whenever there's something important, I'll give you a little text update, and sometimes I can set that to be emailed out to you as well. Through the virtual learning environment here, through my learning space. So I try to make sure that I get everybody. Down on this side is user links. So these are the things that we tend to be using over and over again. So if you find that you have some of those links that you think are going to be really important for people, then you can send them to me and I'll put them there. Right now, we started discussion this week, so I have a link to how to be a good discusser that's sitting there. Over here there's tasks, and when I open that up, I'm not sure exactly if that's an independent personal thing or if everybody's looks the same, but I added in our reflection module 1 due on May 6th. You'll be glad to know that it's probably about 8 reflections that you're going to do over the course of the course, not 10. So that'll make more sense for us. The calendar widget links to a jump out to a monthly calendar. And right now I've added in the module start dates, our face-to-face sessions, and you can scroll into May here. Our tentative June session is here, and then our reflection due dates. I was reminded as I did this that one of our modules requires that we add some extra hours in order to be able to finish at the end of June and not go into July. So I am going to make module 7 a very flexible module so that you can actually, it'll be posted pretty early, maybe about week 4, and then you can decide for yourself when you're going to put those hours in, because it'll be more related to your assignments. So I actually might get it done really early so that it can be very helpful to you for your assignments, okay? Oh, I'm out of my main page now, so I can get back to my course through this tab up here, or I could go to content. I think I'm going to go up top. I've also added a Twitter feed, I guess we would call it, based on our hashtag. So we're not actually in Twitter here, but when you're out on Twitter and you're posting things, if you remember to add our hashtag #IICTI, then those things would get streamed in here. So some of us who aren't really wanting to take the jump into Twitter will still be able to see the conversation from the website. So I think that's kind of cool. And then here's our content browser. So we've got our Start Here module. That's where we were working yesterday. Last night and today I've tweaked our assignments so that they are more reflective of a part 1, 2, and 3, and you'll adjust your work accordingly. The IICTI Standards one, you have one part of it there, but you don't have the recording sheets yet, so those will be coming when it's time to do that. I will also probably put a document, like a Google document in here, that I'll continually update. Maybe I'll call it Heads Up on Assignments or something like that, so that if you're ever wondering if you're doing what you should be doing, so you don't get caught with too much to do all at once, it'll be sort of like a guideline to help you with managing the assignments. Resources is what we were looking at yesterday. We've got our schedule, the handbook, and learning conversations protocol in there. Please take some time to just have a quick look over the AQ handbook from Laurier. That gives you all the rules of your responsibilities as a student. And then we have Module 1, Principles of Learning. So if we pop that open, basically, I've just sort of decided, based on what you guys shared with me yesterday, on a structure that we can all participate in at the beginning anyway. I hope it's not too much for this first week, but the challenge for you this week is things are going to take longer, because even just finding places in the online space takes longer at the beginning. It's kind of like when you go to a new school. And you remember your first year of university, how much effort and energy and cognitive load went into finding out just where you had to be at any given time for each day. I remember that being really a change, and it was probably a change from junior school to high school too. Well, online spaces are very much the same. You're sort of learning to navigate this, and I'm trying my best to keep you pointed in the right direction, but you may get a little lost, and that's really normal. Just reach out and ask us, email. You can go up here to communication, and you can email anybody on the class list. And also what I need to put in here, and I think Serena kind of got it started for us, is a chat space where we can just ask questions. So I'll get that into a module so that it's easy to find from the front page. So what I did was, I have big ideas here. This is where I've taken your learning outcomes from the work you're doing on those and just applying them here, just so we make sure that we're still on the right track every module. And now it sort of flipped me into a content browser. So hang on, let me show you what that did right now. See these things at the top? These are called breadcrumbs in technology language. So you can go sort of back and forth through the content pieces. So if I was to go to table of contents, that would have given me everything. But I'm going to go into this mode. So I'm still looking at module 1, and it's breaking me out all of the pieces. So big ideas comes first, then comes a minds on for module 1. And for that one this week, you're going to watch a video of a teacher named Jennifer Cranenberg, and you're going to have a discussion about what you see there. Now, for some reason, the discussion is not popping up for the students right now. I can see it in my view, but you can't see it. So give me a day to get that, with some help from Laurier, to get that in the right place, please, and it'll be up there. Then there's an action. So this is where we're going to look at the 7 principles of learning. For some of you, this is a bit of a refresher, but we're talking about the science of learning. So what's important to keep in mind as we start to design these environments for technology, but even just not with use of technology. What do kids need? So we're going to watch that, and then there's a Google slide deck here, a collaborative one with instructions on it. And when you click that, it's going to take you to the deck, and you're going to add a couple of ideas of your own, and then you're going to read this abstract, 10 pages, which is about a little summary of the nature of learning. There is a full report, and it will be in the resources section that you might use for your research, but it's very large, so we're going to stick with the abstract. That's the action section, and discussion will fall in here, I'm hoping. Then there's a create. So let's play around with some tools. And some of you remember doing 6-word stories last year, and some of you just saw them this week. So if you've done them before, we're going to have a little bit of a different theme this time, and a lot of other different tools you can use to try something new. And there's some examples there. Okay, so that's going to be one of your learnings to create that. And then there's a reflection piece, and this is where you're going to decide, given your time this week, how you're going to do your reflection. Are you going to stick to one tool and try something new with it every week? Are you going to try a different tool every week? Are you going to create a blog and have things over time, or a website? Your choice on that. Whatever serves your learning needs best is okay with me. And I put a link to our last it actually might have been last summer, not 2015, so I don't know why that says that. And some examples of the reflections from the rest of the classmates. I hope you're all okay with that. It was a public site, so I didn't think anybody would mind, because we agreed on that before. And then we're going to try something else out here. When you finish your 6-word story, which will be a photo, it'll be a JPEG file, you're going to upload it to this Dropbox. Okay, and please upload your 6-word story here. You're going to upload it. You're going to click here, and it's going to take you to wherever you've saved it on your computer. Okay, and please give it a name of some kind so we know it's yours. Maybe it's your file name, or maybe it's when you upload it. You'll get a chance to do that, and they'll be all together here in our Dropbox. These are individual submissions, so my challenge is to figure out how we can all see them. And then I also want them to turn on this record audio feature. That wasn't working for us yesterday, so let's see if we can get that going from the Laurier folks. We'll push their thinking a little in what we need for our learning. So that's it for Module 1. I'm going to go back to my home page. And there it is. So I hope this has helped you. You'll ask if you need any help, and happy learning, happy trying things, enjoy, and I'm easy to find. Either Google me or email me right here through the communications tab, or use my email that you already have, or my cell phone. Whatever you need is good for me. Have a great week. Thanks very much.